Hello students, welcome to today's lecture on data structures. So uh, we have completed first unit which is about introduction to data structures and some searching techniques, followed by several types of sorting techniques in our previous lectures. Today we will begin the second unit of data structure, which is linked list. So we all know that there are two ways of representing any given data structure in memory, irrespective of whether it is linear data structure or non-linear data structure. We can represent them either using arrays or using linked list. We all know this concept. So this linked list concept is the second way of representing a data structure in memory. Okay, so you should understand this properly so that the other data structures such as stacks, queues, trees, graphs, which we will be learning in the future lectures, to implement all those data structures, either you will be using arrays concept or you will be using linked list concept. So try to understand this properly and try to implement these concepts in C language so that you will be more confident while developing programs for other data structures. So let us begin the concept of linked list. The first thing you need to understand is what is the difference between arrays and linked list. We all know that array is a collection of memory locations uh, in which elements are stored in physically continuous memory locations, right? Physically continuous memory locations. Whereas in linked list, the concept is again collection of elements only. The elements are stored in logically sequential memory locations. It's not physically sequential memory locations. It is logically sequential memory locations. That is the first difference between arrays and linked lists. And the second difference is arrays cannot grow dynamically. That means uh, the size of the array is fixed during compilation time. Even if you create an array using malloc or cloc, something like that, based on the user requirements, of course you can increase it, but still you need to specify a number as the size of the array, even if you are creating it dynamically. And let us say the biggest disadvantage is if you specify the size of array as 100, and let us say user is inserting only few elements into it, the memory will be wasted, the remaining memory will be wasted. And another scenario is if you are uh, creating an array with some low size, let us say some 10 elements, and the user requirement is storing 100 elements, again it's going to be insufficient for the user requirements. So this is the biggest disadvantage with array. They cannot grow or shrink according to the user's requirement. Therefore we go with linked lists, which are dynamic. Linked lists are very dynamic. They can grow or shrink in size according to the user's requirement. Whenever user has an element to insert, then immediately it allocates memory and allows the user to insert a new element. So there is nothing like array is full or list is full. There is nothing like it's not possible to insert. So if the computer system allows insertions, that means sufficient memory is available, then linked list always allows a new element to be inserted. Okay. And also another thing is, when you want to create an array, the memory locations that you allocate should be physically continuous. For example, if you have memory locations distributed in main memory, it's not at continuous memory locations. Let us say 10 MB memory is available, but spread over several parts of the main memory. And your program requires 1 MB physically continuous memory. Then it's not possible to allocate. Why? That memory is not continuous. So you cannot create an array with the help of that 1 MB free space available in main memory. Whereas if it is linked list, if your program requires 1 MB memory, definitely it can utilize that 1 MB memory, which is spread over several parts of main memory, because linked lists do not expect the memory as physically continuous. It can utilize the memory locations even if they are spread over several parts of the memory also. So that is another biggest advantage with the linked list. Okay, and that is about the memory utilization. And coming to the operations in arrays, insertions and deletions are very costly. The reason is, if you want to insert a new element into an array, then let us say the array contains 20 elements and you want to insert a new element at third position. Then all the elements starting from third position should move towards right, shift towards right to make room for this new element. That is, number of data movements are required there. So 17 elements need to be moved towards right to provide space for that new element. Similarly, when you delete an element, all the elements after that element should move towards left. So data movements are required in array for performing insertions and deletions. Okay, so that is a disadvantage in arrays. When it comes to linked list, there is no data movement required for insertions and deletions. It is sufficient to change the pointers. Few pointers need to be changed. That's it. So insertions and deletions in linked lists are very uh, fast operations. Okay, and then uh, coming to the arrays, it is very easy to access elements. Accessing elements is very faster in arrays because they are index based. So suppose you want to access fifth element, you will simply say that a of 5. Whereas in linked list, because they are not index based, accessing is a bit difficult. It takes a lot of time. If you want to access fifth element, you need to start at first element and move towards fifth element, then access the corresponding element. So accessing the elements is actually not so fast in linked list. Okay, so that is the disadvantage in linked list. Array has that advantage. Okay, now let us have a look at how a linked list is actually looks like. So these are the elements. Let us say A is an element, B is an element, C is an element. If you look at this structure, A is the first element. Therefore, a special pointer, let us say head or start, points to the address of first node, and then A points to the second element, B points to the third element, and whenever you have no other elements in the list, then you will put a special pointer called as null in the last node's next point. Okay, so null indicates that it is the end of the list. Okay, so you can view this as linked list is a series of connected nodes. Linked list is a series of connected nodes. First element points to second element points to third element, and so on. And the last element points to null, a special point. Okay, and every node, if you look at every node, it contains two fields. One is the data, and the other one is pointer to the next node of the list. So two fields, one field is data field, the second field is pointer to the next node. So this is a simple view of a linked list. Now let us compare this with an array. So if you look at an array, when you create an array, elements are stored in physically continuous memory locations. If you see this, 100, 104, 108, 112, 116, these are the memory locations, assuming that integer element takes 4 bytes of memory. The first element is stored in the first 4 bytes, second element next 4 bytes, and so on like that. If you observe the memory locations, these are the addresses of memory locations. These are physically continuous, right? Whereas in linked list, there is no concept of physical continuous. What happens is the first node points to the second node. The memory location of first node may be at some position, and the memory location of second node may be in some other position, but they are linked together with the help of a pointer. This is called a logical connection. That is why the elements in linked list are said to be logically sequential. They are sequential. 33 is after 20 only, but they are not in physically continuous memory locations. That is the concept you need to understand. Okay, and then 33 is connected to the third element 14, but 14 and 33 are not physically continuous. They are logically continuous, and so on. 65 points to 81, which is the last node. Therefore, last node points to null. Okay, and we are going to learn several types of linked lists. There are several ways of organizing these linked lists, starting with singly linked list. Then we understand what are doubly linked list, and then we discuss about circular linked list. Okay, so let us start the first concept, the first way of organizing linked list, which is singly linked list. Singly linked list is a list of nodes connected together where each node contains two fields. So we discussed about this list only till this point. The introduction is also about the diagrams that you saw is also the singly linked list only. So you already know the structure and how it is organized in memory. It is again, let us repeat it again. It contains a sequence of nodes where each node contains two fields. One is data field and next field. Okay. So if you see this data field followed by an address field, to create a single node, you will use a structure in C language. So struct node, int data, struct node star next. This is a pointer to a node, another node. Struct node star indicates that this is going to be a pointer to another node. Okay. So the data type is declared as int here. You can declare any data type here based on your requirement. If you want to store a float value, then declare this as float data. If you want to store a character data type, then declare this as char data, and so on. So based on the data type of your linked list, use that corresponding data type while creating the node. Okay, so this is how you create a single node, and we utilize these nodes to create singly linked list. So how this is actually created? A singly linked list contains a series of nodes, as we all know. The first node is a start pointer. This is the name of this is start, and first node contains a pointer to second node. Second node contains a pointer to third node. Third node contains a pointer to fourth node, and then if it is the last node, it contains a pointer to null. So this is how a singly linked list looks like. But then you need to understand how this is actually created. So let us go into the details of implementations. So to understand that, you need to go through several types of operations that can be performed on singly linked list. These are the basic operations that can be performed on singly linked list, but not limited to. These are some basic operations. The first one we are going to look at is how to create a new node in singly linked list. And then we look at the insertion operations in singly linked list, which are again classified in three types: inserting a new node at the beginning, inserting a new node at the end of the list, inserting somewhere in the middle of the singly linked list. This SLL stands for singly linked list. And then we will look at deleting operation, deletion of first node, deletion of last node, and deleting any element between first and last node, intermediate nodes. Then how to traverse the entire list, visit and display the elements of the list, count the number of nodes, and reverse the singly linked list, and search for an element in a singly linked list. You can perform other operations also. These are just some of the basic operations that we can perform on singly linked list. So let us start one by one. The first operation is creating a new node. How to create a new node? This will be used in almost all the operations in single linked list. So for creating a new node, we will make use of dynamic memory allocation concepts of C language, that is malloc, calloc, realloc, and free concepts. So for creating a new node, we will use malloc function, memory alloc function of C language, and the syntax is like this. Because we want to create a node, the variable name must be of type struct node star. Okay, so we want to create a node, therefore the type of the variable must be struct node star. And creation of memory location is malloc takes uh, the size of the corresponding node which you want to create. So it is size of struct nodes. And we want to create just one node, so I will specify size of struct node star. If you want to create two nodes, then you will be specifying 2 into struct node star. If you want to create three nodes, then it will be 3 into struct node star, and so on. So because I want to create only one node, I will mention only 1 into struct node star. And malloc expects to be uh, the typecast operation done before it. Typecast operation is the memory address returned by this node should be a node address. Therefore, the overall syntax is struct node star malloc size of struct node star. Okay, so you need to remember this particular syntax of creating a new node, because this will be used in almost every operation. Whenever you create a new node, a temporary node, you will be using this concept only. Okay, so when you do this, what happens is it will create a node with name temp. A new node temp will be created with two fields inside it. The first field is data, which can accommodate some element, and the second field is next, which can point to the next node, which can store some address. Okay, so this is how a new node is created. Now, inserting new nodes into linked list. So as we see, there are three types of insertion operations here. You can insert a new element at the beginning of the list. You can insert an element at the end of the list. You can insert anywhere between the first position and last position. Therefore, we look at one by one here. The first operation is inserting a new element at the beginning of linked list. For this to do, what you need to do is, first you need to create a new node. Let us say the node name is temp. By using that previous concept, the syntax is struct node star temp is equal to struct node star malloc of size of struct node. So by using this syntax, we will be creating this node temp. Okay, so temp is created, and then put the element inside it in data field. To do that, temp arrow data is equal to element. This is the element that I want to place into the link, that node. So temp data is equal to element, and temp next is equal to null, because I'm not inserting this temp into the linked list now. I'll temporarily put a null pointer into that temp. Okay, so the pointer is pointing to null. Okay, we can change this afterwards also, right? Based on the position where we are actually inserting. If you are inserting this node at the end, this will be kept as it is. If you are inserting this node at some other position, then this will be changed. Okay, so what is that first step? First step is creating a node and put the data into that node. How to put the data? Temp data is equal to ELU. So this is how data is put. Now see whether the list is empty or not. If the list is empty, it means there are no elements in the linked list. Then make this temp as the first node. So first node is pointed by the start pointer. We already discussed this. Therefore, let us point this start pointer to temp. So start is equal to temp makes this temp as the first node in the list. Okay. Otherwise, if the list is not empty, then what you need to do is temp next, which is actually initially null, make the temp next point to start. What is the start? Because list is not empty, there are some nodes. So maybe the start is pointing to the first node. So let us make this pointer of temp point to the first node. Okay, and then this temp is made as first pointer, that is first node in the list. Okay, so if list is not empty, then we do two things here. Temp next is equal to start and start is equal to temp. So let us understand this with the help of an example here. Let us say there are already some elements in the list. A, B, C, D are the elements in the list, and this is the start pointer. Some people call it as head pointer also. This is start pointer. Start pointer always points to the first node of the list. Now I want to insert the new element E. So I create this as temp. Okay, and I will put this E into this temp. So what are the steps that is mentioned here? Because list is not empty, what you need to do? Temp next is equal to start. So temp next is equals to start. So this pointer will point to the first node of the list. Okay, temp next is equal to start. Why? This is the start node. Okay, this is the start node. So temp next is equal to start will be like this. This node now points to the first node. Now what is remained? Make this as start. So this start will now, previously it is pointing to A. Now let us make this start point to temp. That is what we are doing. So start is equal to temp. Start is equal to temp. Now start points to this temp node. So now what is the resulting list linked list now? E is the first node which is pointed by start, and A is the second node, B is the third node, C is fourth node, D is fifth node, and then it is pointing to null. So the result of inserting at the beginning will convert the linked list like this. Okay. So again, if list is empty, because that is the only node in the list, let us make it as start. Otherwise, point that temp next to the start node because it is the first node, and then make the temp as first node. Okay, so this is the insertion at beginning operation. Okay, insertion at end. So for inserting at end, let us say this is the list existing HEAP, and this is null, indicating that P is the last node. Now I want to insert a new node S and add it over here. So what is required to add S over here? What is required? You need to traverse from the start node and reach this last node of the list with the help of some temporary pointer, say TMP. Okay, so what is the task? Reach the last node of the list with the help of a temporary point. TMP will start over here. It move one node at a time until it reaches the last node. Okay, so you should know how to identify whether it is last node or not also. I will explain it. So once you reach the last node, what is the thing required? Uh, this is TMP. So TMP next is actually null. So let us make this TMP next point to our temp. This is the new node we create, temp. So TMP next is equal to temp. That's it. Okay. So reach the last node and uh, change that pointer points to the new node. This is what we need to do. Now look at the implementation. So the first thing you need to do is create a new node temp and put the data inside it. Okay. So create a new node and put the data inside it. So we did that. Let us say the new node is temp and the data we want to insert is yes, it is created. Okay. So the node is created. Okay. Step one is done. Second step is if the list is empty, then make this new node as first node. Is this list empty? No. List is not empty. It already contained 4 elements inside it. Therefore, list is not empty. Okay. If list is empty, we do this. If list is not empty, then what we do is we consider a temporary variable. Let us say temp. TMP, which points at start. Okay, so we begin at start. So TMP will be pointed here at the beginning. Then we use a loop to loop through to iterate through the singly linked list. So what is that condition it is checking? While TMP next not equals to null, we are checking whether its pointer is null or not. TMP next not equals to null, then we move that pointer. TMP is equal to TMP next. Sorry, this is actually TMP next. So let me change this. This is actually some mistake. Yeah. So this is while TMP next not equals to null, TMP is equals to TMP next. Okay. Let us see this. So TMP is here at the beginning. The loop is iterating by checking the condition TMP next not equals to null. So this is TMP at the beginning. TMP next, is it not equals to null? Yes, there is some node. Therefore, move TMP over here. Again, it checks TMP next not equals to null. Yes, there is some node. So TMP is moved here. Okay. Again, it checks TMP not equals to null. Yes, there is some node. So TMP is moved here. Again, it checks TMP not equals to null. No, TMP next is null only. Therefore, the loop completes. So where is temp here? TMP is at the last node when the loop completes. So what is that next step? When this loop is completed, TMP will be pointing to the last node. So what is remained here? Because TMP is here, what we need to do is TMP next is null, and now we point this TMP next to our temp node, because temp is the new node to be inserted at the end. So let us make this as a last node. So TMP next is equal to temp. We attach this here. Okay, that is what we do. TMP next is equal to temp. Okay, the new node is inserted as last node of the list. Right. So now it is HEAP, yes, and the last node is pointing to null. Right. So you need to make sure that this node's next is pointing to null. That is done over here. It is already done. Okay. So that is about inserting a new node at the end of the list. Now inserting a new element at intermediate position is actually a bit difficult. Let us understand this with this diagram first, and then we'll go back. So I want to insert this new node. Let us say there are already 4 nodes, 10, 20, 40, 50 in the list. And I want to insert a new node, let us say 30, uh, in the middle of the list, somewhere in the middle of the list. Okay, between 20 and 40, I want to insert this 30. So what is to be done here? You need to begin at the start node by using a pointer T and a pointer previous. Okay, so initially T will be pointing at start node, and because I want to insert 30 at third position as a third node, so the position I will be checking is 3. So until T moves to the third position, you will use a loop to move the pointer T. Okay, so until T moves to the third node, use a loop to move it to the next node, and so on. When T is moved forward, another temporary pointer, let us say previous, follows it. So when T is here, previous is also here. When T moves forward, previous remains here. When T moves here, previous follows it. If T moves here, previous follows it. That means previous comes over here, and so on. So previous always points to a node which is previous to this T. Okay, so until you reach that position pointed by T, you repeat this process. Okay, and then what you need to do is attach this temp nodes pointer to T and the previous nodes pointer to temp, so that it is inserted in between previous and T. Okay, this is what we need to do. Now let us see the implementation part. The first thing is you need to create a new node. This is common for insertion operation. The first step is common for all the insert operations. What is it? Create a new node. Okay, put the data inside it. And then for inserting somewhere in the middle, what you need to do is you will take that position, and position must be greater than or equal to greater than 1, and position must be less than number of nodes. This node count is number of nodes in the linked list. Must be less than node count. If this is ensured, then we are ready to insert the element. Initially, t is equal to previous is equal to start. So both the pointers will be pointing to the first node. Start is the first node. And we check whether CTR, a variable, less than position. CTR is initially 1. If CTR is less than the position that we want to insert a new node, then previous is equal to t is equal to t next, control plus plus. So we move previous to position of t and t to next position. Okay. So this loop will be repeated until CTR equals position. Okay, CTR equals POS. So when CTR equals POS, then T will be at the node position where we want to insert, and previous will be before it. Okay, so after completion of this loop, you will be in this position. T will be at third position. Let us say I want to insert at third position. I want to insert temp as third node. Then T will stop here. Previous will stop here. If you want to insert 30 as fourth node, then T will stop here. Previous will stop here. We will insert temp here itself. So based on the position, these two pointers will stop in the linked list. Okay. So assuming that position is 3, T will stop at 40, previous will stop at 20. Then what is that next step we need to do after loop? Previous next is equal to temp. Okay. Previous next is equal to temp. So this pointer is connected to temp. Previous next is equal to temp. Okay. And then next step is temp next is equal to t. You can see it. Temp next is equal to t. That means we are putting this pointer temp next is equal to t. Now what happened? This node is successfully inserted in between this and this, because previous this node 20 is now pointing to 30, 30 is now pointing to 40. That means this is the node in between 20 and 40 inserted successfully. And if this is not true, if this condition is failed, that means position is either equal to 1 or equal to the last element, then it is not possible to insert. That's what position is not in the middle one. Okay. So this is how we can insert node in the intermediate position. So that is what I want to discuss today. We discussed about what is a linked list and a comparison with arrays, advantages and disadvantages. And then we listed down some basic operations that can be performed on singly linked list. And we have discussed the first operation that can be performed on singly linked list, which is insertion. And we have seen 3 different types of inserting operations on singly linked list, which is insertion at the beginning, insertion at the end, and insertion at some intermediate position of the linked list. So when we come back, we will discuss about deletion operation in our next class. Thank you for the session today. See you again in our next session.